So what is that story? It's a motorcycle accident.
I can't just tease that.
It's a motorcycle accident, right?
So in 2014, actually, just after War Machine started rolling, he and I spend 11 or 12 years each, like not making any money in wrestling, basically both giving up on like making wrestling our career. We get offered Ring of Honor contracts. We start wrestling. Everything's starting to go good. And then like I had done every day for like 2 years, I went to the gym. I got on my motorcycle, went to the gym, left the gym on my way to get something to eat. And a girl was texting at a stop sign, and she just pulled out right in front of my motorcycle. So like I was going about 55 miles an hour, and she was maybe 30 feet in front of me, like maybe. I hadn't even had the conscious decision to like brake, whether I was going to try to brake and turn to miss her or lay my bike down. I just kind of said, oh, and I didn't even get the full word out of my mouth. So I wasn't even censoring myself just on general. And I smashed into the back of her car. So like instead of hitting like where the hood, I had turned and jerked the wheel, and I hit like the back seat. And then, so because I had torqued the handlebars like this, I broke my left thumb. I shattered everything above my left arm to my elbow to my shoulder. Then I went up over my handlebars. I punched out her that rear window with my face, like lacerated above my eye, broke my nose, but I didn't break the cartilage. I broke like the bone, like the skull. And then I stood up. Like I hit my knee, and then I stood up, and my arm was like wiggling. And the girl comes out of the car, and she's crying, and she's, like, do you need me to call the ambulance? And I was like, yes, please. And then the ambulance shows up, and they pull up across the street and, or like across the intersection.
And you're still standing? And
yeah, I was like, I had sat down at that point. And I just stood up off the curb, and I started walking to the ambulance. And I remember that I saw the ambulance, and the paramedic grabbed like a body bag out of the back because they just assumed from the call that I was dead.
Wow.
And I walked over, and there's literally a body bag on the ground. And I'm like full Walking Dead, right? Because my whole face is like just gnarled up with blood and stuff. And the paramedic looks at me, and he's like, "Sir, you're not supposed to be walking." And I'm sure I was in shock at this point. And I was like, do you want me to go sit back down? And he's like, no, you're already over here. I just want to stabilize your neck before you do anything else, or, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, unless you want to walk to the hospital. And I was like, how far is the hospital? He's like, oh, it's about 3 miles. And I was like, no, I'll take the ride. Like, I'm sure he was teasing me at that point, but like I was in so much shock that, I didn't know what was going on. And then everybody I had talked to after that, like the emergency room docs, the surgeon, like all the doctors were basically like, yeah, like people don't typically live, because I wasn't wearing a helmet.
Wow.
And like we've talked back and forth on like whether or not that actually saved my life or not, because like maybe, and I'm not advocating that you shouldn't wear a helmet on a bike. I'm just saying mine 1 in a million chance, like because I hit the window with my head. And there's a chance if I was wearing a helmet, it would have been bigger, and I could have hit like the cross guard over top of the car, like the roof of the car. That might have snapped my neck. It might not have. I don't know. I know that my dad has always told me that I give my guardian angel the hardest time, and I almost outran him that day. But he was looking out, and there was a reason that I survived that, and a reason that I was there. So then the doctors were like, yeah, dude, you should be dead, right? Like you should have died in the physics of this accident, the whatever. Like usually this is a fatal accident. There's no way you're going to wrestle again. Like your arm is completely shattered. It's destroyed. Like literally everything from elbow to shoulder is just destroyed. Like you're going to be lucky to lift weights. Like you're going to whatever. 6 months later, I was wrestling again. Like I had 2 plates, 18 pins and screws, like all like a 6 or 7 hour surgery, putting my arm back together. And I was back wrestling 6 months later.
Did you feel like you had a new lease on life?
Yeah, and in a way, I was like, I've wasted so much time. Like, there's so many stupid decisions, or I've worried about so many things that like don't truly matter. And I've let so much time waste, and I felt that I couldn't do that anymore. I felt like I had been given this second chance on life, literally, where it was like, I don't want to waste any more time. I don't want to take anything for granted, right? Like, I, definitely like hugged people more, and like was a lot more thankful and grateful, and like, because I to have a doctor tell you like you should have died, not like, hey, like you're real lucky, or hey, like this could have been bad. Like, he was like, yeah, dude, I can't explain why you're alive.
It also makes you wonder, like, are you content with the life you lived up to that point, right? And if that was me in that situation, I'd be like, no. Like, there's so many other things. I think of all the things you've done since 2014.
Yeah, absolutely. And like,
right?
I mean,
got married, became a dad again.
Yeah. Went to Japan, went to WWE,
Yes.
became a multi-time world tag team champions. On different continents for different companies. All of the things that like I thought my life were going to be is just totally different. And like growing up in Cleveland. With like some of the bad decisions I was making as a younger kid, like I thought I would be dead or in jail by 35. Like, I genuinely didn't think that I would live this long. And I can confidently and firmly say that every year since 35 has been the best year of my life. And so like I've got a birthday tradition that like I never thought I would see 35. So every year on my birthday, I deadlift 450 pounds just to like, not yet, right? Like, not dead yet. My wife laughs at me, but she thinks it's funny.
Do you only deadlift 450 once a year?
Pretty much. Like I deadlift throughout the year, and I lift throughout the year, but I don't go crazy heavy anymore, just with various injuries and like various, whatever. Like, I don't care about the number on the scale anymore, or the number on the bar anymore. I just don't. I'm thinking long term, because like if I get hurt in the gym, then I can't perform in the ring. It's not worth the risk, right? So like I still do athletic movements. I still, I train with maces and kettlebells and, heavy weights and whatever, but like I'm not chasing a number for the number's sake, right? Like, I'll do the number for the workout, but like that day on my birthday, I'm put 450 on the bar and I rip it off the ground.
What's going to happen the day you can't get it up?
I don't.
And I'm not saying it's anytime soon.
I don't accept that as a possibility.
You might be 79.
I don't accept that as a possibility. It's gonna go up. Yeah, like impossible's nothing, right?
I love that.